Why you're never reaching your macro goals. One of the biggest things that I see my clients struggling with is hitting their macro goals or getting to the end of the day and having not a lot of calories left because of having too high of carb or too high of fats and having too much protein left. So if you're not hitting your macro goals, it's probably because you're not planning ahead of time. Most of the people that are tracking as they go or just kind of like winging it every single day, you'll notice that you're never going to hit your macro goals. Even the best of the best, even people that have tracked for years, sometimes find that pre-planning out their day is going to set them up for success. It's the same thing as planning or failing to plan is planning to fail. Imagine if you were going on this 24-hour trip, which every single day is your 24-hour trip, and instead of having your GPS telling you exactly where to go, you have this GPS that had planned the entire map for you ahead of time before you even start your engine. Imagine just going based off of the street signs, based off of north or west, north, south, west, east, things like that, and trying to get to your destination. And then by the end of the 24 hours, you find out that most of that time you were going the wrong way. So you might not even be close to your destination. You might be way past your destination or, you know, on the complete other side of the US, something like that. That's the same thing as going throughout your day and just kind of throwing things into MyFitnessPal as you go and expecting to still reach your goals by the end of the day. The biggest kind of like backlash I get as far as planning out your day is whenever people are like, you know, this is tedious, this takes too much time, it's hard to do, things like that. My thing with this is, would you rather spend an hour or so a week planning out your meals for the week, or maybe every morning, like a couple minutes every morning or a couple minutes every night, planning out your meals so that you know that you're hitting your macro goals? Or would you rather spend your entire program, all of the money you're paying to have a coach, and never hit your goals? That entire time, never hitting your goals and not going anywhere with your goals. My thing is, most people are going to pick reaching their goals. It's going to take a little bit of time to get into that like routine of tracking and pre-tracking, but once you do it, you're setting yourself up for that success. You have your roadmap, you have your GPS right in front of you that is telling you exactly where to go. One of the only things that happens that could throw you off once you've pre-planned your meals is maybe you get to the end of the day and, you know, things change, like shit happens, like your plans change. Maybe you're going out to a restaurant now. Well, you already have that plan right in front of you where you can take out that meal or the meals that you had planned, take those out and substitute in at this new restaurant. So you can kind of guess and check and see what's going to fit for you. And once you kind of get the hang of this, it gets a lot easier. It's kind of like you have to try it a few more times than just one time. And once you have it down, it's so much easier. It's just like anything in life. One time, it's going to feel pretty hard. 2 times, it's still going to be hard. It takes a little bit of time to learn these strategies and to learn what works for you, but it's all worth it in the end. It's just going to take a little bit of uncomfortable feeling, a little bit of being on your phone before the meal, things like that, a little bit of anxiety because obviously you're afraid that you're not going to hit your macros, but it doesn't have to be this huge deal every single time. The more you do it, the better you will get at it. So my next question always is, how do I plan out my meals? Well, if you followed my last video on grocery shopping, then you'd already have all of your meal ideas in your menu planned out. So you already have your meals right in front of you. You already have the groceries right in front of you. So now it's just time to add those ingredients in to MyFitnessPal. And this is going to take some guessing and checking as well. It's going to take you figuring out how much protein you want per meal, how many carbs you want per meal. And you've already, if you're a client of mine, you've already received a kind of template for this. Now all you have to do is kind of plug in the ingredients with that template. For anyone that is not a client, you can do this on MyFitnessPal, just throwing in stuff while you're tracking your meals and putting everything into your food diary. Make sure that you are going back and checking into your nutrition. I'll put a thing up here. So checking back into your nutrition to make sure that you're hitting your macro goals. Make sure that they're lining up, all of the totals look right, make sure your fiber's in the right place and all of that. Making sure that you hit your numbers in that diary is going to ensure that you're getting the right numbers onto your training app and making sure that you're having the right numbers in your body. Now, whenever you go to actually measure these out and meal prep, make sure that you're doing the same thing that you have in MyFitnessPal. Even being off an ounce or a tablespoon on things is going to make a big difference. So that's going to throw off what your body's getting. It's not always what's in MyFitnessPal is what you're eating. So make sure that those things are coinciding. Now you want to do this until you have your entire day ready, and you can also go into MyFitnessPal and copy and paste. So if you're going to do the same thing for tomorrow, which I find is the easiest, doing the same thing for a week and then changing it the next week. But if you do different dinners and stuff like that, then find out your day, your template, copy it to the next day, and you'd be able to change that dinner and keep doing that as you go. Now, this is the easiest way that I've found for clients. Clients have told me that this is what works for them. Tracking throughout the day almost never works for anyone. So if you are tracking throughout the day, check yourself and let's get pre-planning. And the last step after you have your meal plan set up right in front of you, your own personalized meal plan that you made yourself, that you know has all of the foods on it that you like yourself, it's time to meal prep.